In this Playwright tutorial, I will talk about ts.config.json file. So this JSON file has to be created when you are especially working with the Playwright with TypeScript only. So if you are working with JavaScript also, no need of creating the ts.config.json file. So it's very important to create this file in your current project. So it is not mandatory again. And reason for creating ts.config.json file is, so this is a central place where you can specify the TypeScript options or a configuration to the whole project, right? So there are many benefits if you specify the ts.config.json file. So it improves the VS Code IDE experience by checking the type checking or autocomplete or error reporting and etc. And you can specify the project wide configurations if you have created a ts.config.json file. And also when you are integrating with the build tools like Webpack and Playwright Test like that, so it will be very easy for integrating with the build tools. And next one is build and compilation. Whenever you are converting TypeScript into the JavaScript, like behind the screen using .ts, TSC compiler, right? So it will be very easy if you are specifying the ts.config.json file. So again, coming to this particular JSON file where you will be specifying the compiler options. If you look at this sample JSON file, here we are specifying the target compiler. And also we are specifying the strict mode as a true. If you see here we are specifying the strict mode as true. So which will make sure that to ensure the type safety, right? And next we are specifying the files for including and excluding. So which can be files or directories to include or exclude from the compilations. So this will help TypeScript to avoid unnecessary processing of unwanted files for the compilation. So this is a sample ts.config.json file what we have. So let's quickly add this file in our automation framework and we will make sure that our tests are working fine after adding this particular configuration. So I will copy this one. So let's quickly create a ts.config.json file in the root directory. So here I'm creating a file called ts.config.json. So that's it. So let's add the content. So no need to worry about this content. So this is available in our GitHub repository. You can copy it from the GitHub repository. So here very important things are, you need to make sure that you are specifying the include. Under the include, so we are adding the source. So we will create another folder inside this root folder, src. Inside the src only we will write all the source code required for our automation testing framework. So inside the tests we will be creating just spec files, but rest of the code will be writing inside the src folder only. So make sure that these include, you have added a path of the src and a tests folder path. So that's it. No need to worry about much about this particular file as of now. Now let's create a src folder inside the root directory here. So here we'll create src. So later we will implement the code. For example, page object model code also we will implement inside the src folder. Say for example, whenever we are doing the data driven testing using JSON file, Excel file or a CSV file, so that code also we will be writing inside the src folder. Now we have added the tsconfig.json file. So let's make sure that our tests are working fine. So here I will go to the one of the spec file. So let me run this test. There should not be any problem because of the tsconfig file. And if you see here, our test is perfectly working fine. And let me go to the report also. So let me open the report. And if you see here, so we have executed one test and that is getting passed. So this is the expected behavior. So we have executed a Playwright test from the VS Code. So let's run the same Playwright test from the terminal also. So let me copy the relative path of the spec file. So here I will run the specific spec file here by using the npx playwright and test followed by the spec file path. So just we are making sure that our tests are working fine after adding the ts config file. And if you see here guys, our test is perfectly working fine and it is getting passed also. You can check the report also. And if you see here, we have executed one test and that is getting passed. So this is how you can add the tsconfig.json file in the Playwright with TypeScript project.